refinement.
From a proper parlor to decadent furnishings and extravagant china and silver, the Victorian age flourished during Arizona's pre-statehood days.
So the Rawson House, where we are, was built in 1895 and probably one of the few Victorian homes left in Phoenix, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's definitely one of the last ones, and it's probably the one that's best preserved.
Would this home have been considered a home for the wealthy?
Absolutely. When this house was built in 1895 for about $7,500, it was considered to be one of the most expensive houses built here in Phoenix at that time.
Really?
Yes.
The home is about 2,800 square feet, plus an attic and cellar. It was built by Dr. Rawson and his family. They rented it out shortly after it was built. 3 other families then lived here before it became a boarding house sometime after 1948.
In the 1970s, the city decided to not take the square and turn it into a parking lot. Thankfully, they decided to preserve it, keep the buildings, not tear them down, and turn this into a museum so that we could save a little bit of Phoenix's past from the turn of the century.
It cost $750,000 to restore the home. Today, that would translate into well over $3 million. Peanuts, however, compared to other downtown buildings and attractions, but a priceless investment to preserve a piece of the city's past.
What is it about this home that's unique compared to homes that we build today? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things, but in terms of the structure.
In terms of the structure, you have a house that has 12-foot ceilings, which is very much unlike a lot of houses built today and in the interim. You've got a bit of a smaller kitchen. You don't have any built-in cabinets. You don't have granite countertops. You don't have the electrical appliances, and so you'd have a coal stove. This kitchen would have been the hottest room in the house because it doesn't matter if it's 115 degrees outside. You still have to eat.
Right.
And you still have to have hot water because the stove was also your hot water heater.
The Rawson House did have one luxury most homes didn't.
They did have electricity. You might have been able to be lucky enough to have one small electric fan because those were around, but they were pricey. And you probably wouldn't give it to your servants to have here in the hottest room of the house.
Right.
And if you were a guest, you might be advised to not drink